Good day, everyone. Welcome to our topic, types of polynomials. It can be categorized into two, based on degree and based on the number of terms. But before we start, let us determine whether the expression is an example of polynomials or not. First, x minus 5, polynomial. Z squared plus 1 is a polynomial. Square root of y minus 5 is not a polynomial. Next, x cubed y minus xy minus 8 is a polynomial. 1 over x minus 1 is not a polynomial. And lastly, 4x cubed plus 8x squared minus 2y minus 1 is a polynomial. Polynomial is an expression that is composed of variables, constants, and exponents that are combined using mathematical expressions, additions, subtractions, and multiplications. Next, let's have the parts of polynomials. Consider this example: 4x cubed plus 8x squared minus 2y minus 1. It has 4 terms, right? 4 is the leading coefficient and 3 is the degree. Degree is the highest power in the polynomials. Leading term is the term containing the highest power, and the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the leading term. And the constant term is the term a or a number without a variable or x raised to 0 term. So consider this example. The degree is 3 since it is the highest power in the expression. The next is the leading term is x cubed containing the highest degree. And the leading coefficient is 4 and the constant term, which is negative 1. Degree. The degree of a term is determined by the power of the variable. If the degree has a single variable, it has the highest exponent of the variable. For example, 8x raised to 4. The degree is 4 or the exponent is 4. That's in the fourth degree term. Next is 5a raised to 3. That's the third degree term. 6x squared, second degree term. 2b is first degree term and 4 is the constant term. In case of a polynomial having more than one variable, add up the power of each variable to get the degree of the term. For example, 6x cubed y squared. You will add the exponent, which is 3 plus 2 equals 5, so you have the fifth degree term. Types of polynomials can be categorized into two, diba? So, based on degree. The degree of polynomial is the highest power in the polynomial. There are three major parts of the polynomial based on degree. First is the linear polynomial. Thus, a degree of polynomial is 1. It is in the form of f of x equals ax plus b. For example, x plus 3. X is having an exponent or a degree of 1. Next is the quadratic polynomial, whose degree of 2. It is in the form of f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. For example, 4x squared plus 3x plus c, thus having a degree of 2. Then lastly is the cubic polynomial whose degree of 3. It is in the form of ax cubed plus bx plus cx plus d. For example, 6xy squared plus 4x squared plus 3x plus 1. Since x is having a degree of 1 and y is 2, so 2 plus 1 is 3. That is the cubic polynomial. Next, let's move on to term. Term is a mathematical expression. It can have any number of variables, so most of the time one variable or two variables. Term has two parts, the number part and the variable part. Number part is 2, 5, 8, and it is considered as the coefficient. And in the variable parts, it's x squared and y. It can be any number as long as it is a variable. It could be one or more variables based to a buffer. Types of polynomials based on the number of terms. The terms of polynomials are the constituents in the polynomial equation separated by the mathematical operations. So there are, based on the number of terms, there are four types of polynomials. That is monomials. First is monomial, a polynomial that contains only one non-zero term. So it means mono means one or one term. Example x and x cubed. Next is binomial, contains two terms. Bi means two. Example a squared plus 1. So it is the first term and the second term. Since it is separated by the mathematical operations addition, it has two terms. Next is x plus 5, two terms also. Next type of polynomial is trinomial. It contains three terms. Tri means three. So example, 4x squared plus 3x plus 1. That's the first, second, and third term. And lastly, next example is x squared plus 3y plus 2. And lastly is four-term polynomial. It contains four terms. Example, x cubed plus 4x squared plus 3x minus 1. It's first term, second term, third term, and last term or fourth term. So for us to have a knowledge about our topic, let's answer these questions. Question number 1, what is the degree and the leading coefficient of the polynomial? What type of polynomial it is? So 5x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x. The degree is 3 since it contains the highest degree or the exponent in the expression. Leading coefficient is 5. Type of polynomial based on degree. Since 5x cubed is having a degree of 3, it is a cubic polynomial. When it is based on the number of terms, it is trinomial since it has three terms, 1, 2, and 3. Next question. What is the degree and the type of polynomial of f of x equals x? X is having a degree of 1, right? So the degree of this expression is 1, 2, or 3. Correct. That is 1. This underline number 1. And the type of polynomial is linear polynomial since it has a degree of 1. Next question is, if an expression contains exactly 3 terms is called, what do you call that if the expression has 3 terms? Monomial, binomial, or trinomial? Correct. That is trinomial. That's what I've said kanina, that an expression contains exactly 3 terms, that is trinomial. Next question is, what is a polynomial expression with degree 2? Linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, or cubic polynomial? Okay, so that is quadratic polynomial. Last is, what is the leading coefficient of the polynomial 2x plus 5? Leading coefficient is the coefficient of the leading term. So these are leading term, which are in degree of 1. So what is the leading coefficient? 2, 5, or 7? Correct. That is 2. So let's review the types of polynomial. Based on degree, there's linear polynomial, second quadratic polynomial, and third is cubic polynomial. When the types of polynomials are based on the number of terms, it has four major parts: the monomial, binomial, trinomial, and four-term polynomial. So, for your assignment, for your more understanding about this topic, please answer this. Categorize the given polynomials based on degree and the number of terms. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for listening. I am April Rose Alali, taking Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics from Section 3A. Bye!